welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn database management system. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand meaning of database management system, benefit of using database management system, components of database management system, and the last but not the least, we are going to learn the types of database management system. If you need more of this content, do well by subscribing to my YouTube channel and also hit the bell icon to know when I'm posting my new videos. Let's jump into understanding the meaning of database management system. What is database management system? Database management system is a software application that enables users to effectively store. It will also enable you to organize, manage, and retrieve data. That's the meaning of database management system. You ask yourself, what does database management system help us to do? It serves as an intermediary between users and the underlying database, providing a structured and controlled environment for a data storage and manipulation. What's the primary purpose of using the database management system? The primary purpose of using DBMS is to ensure data integrity, data security, data accessibility while minimizing data redundancy and inconsistency. Let's go in details to understand the components of database management system. There are several components of database management system. One is what we call the data storage. Secondly is what we call the data definition language, data manipulation, data query language, data control language, and the last but not the least is what we call the data models. These are the types of database storage system that we are going to be learning in this lesson. Let's go in details to understand all these key components of database management system. Let's go in details to understand all the key components of database management system we mentioned in this lesson. The first one we are going to understand is what we call the data storage. What is data storage? Data storage is responsible for physically storing the data on a data storage devices, such as hard drive or solid state drive. It also helps to manage data, organize data, and store data, and also retrieve those data from those storage medias. That's the function of a data storage. Let's understand the data definition language. Data definition language, which you can also call the DDL, is also known as the subset of what we call the SQL, which is used as a data structure in a database. It helps in command for editing on and also creating and deleting database objects, such as what we call the tables, the indices, and the views. This is the main function of data definition language. Let's understand the data manipulation. Data manipulation, which you can also call the DML, also allows users to interact with data storage in the database. It has a command for inserting, updating, deleting, and querying data. SQL is a common data language which you can also find in what we call the database management system. Let's talk about the data query language, which you can also call the DQL. It's also known as what we call the data query language. It's a subset of what we call the DML, which is used for querying data. Data query language allow users to do what? To retrieve specific information from database using what we call queries. This is the main function of what we call the data query language. Let's talk about the data control language, which you can also call the DCL. DCL is used to control access to data within what? Database. It also has command for granting, revoking permission, and also ensuring data security and access control. Let's talk about what we call the data models. There are many data models. we have what we call the rational model, the hierarchical model, or the object-oriented models. Data models help data to be organized, structured, and also relate within the database. Let's talk about the query optimize. What do you understand by a query optimize? A query optimize help to what? To analyze what we call the SQL, which is known as the structural query language, and also determine the most efficient way to execute them. This is the main function of what we call the query optimize. Let's talk about the transaction management. Transaction management is one of the components of data consistency and integrity in database management system. Data management, data transaction management supports what we call the ACID properties, which is known as the atomicity, consistency, isolation, and what we call the what durability. It also guarantees reliable and predictable behavior. This is the function of what we call the data transaction management. Let's talk about the concurrency control. Concurrency control control and manage multiple simultaneous what transaction to prevent data conflict and also maintain what we call the data consistency. This is the main function of concurrency control in database management system. Let's talk about the data dictionary. You will ask yourself, what is data dictionary? Data dictionary, which is also known as the metadata repository, is what we call the data dictionary. The data dictionary help you to store information about database structure, schema, relationship, and other definitions which you can find in database management system. This is the main function of data dictionary. Let's understand what we call the data security management. Data security management handles users' authenticity, authorization, and access control. Whenever you want to log into a particular person's profile or someone's database, what helps you to log into that database, or what helps you to have access to someone's database, is what we call the data security management. Data security management is one of the most important database management system we found in DBMS. Let's talk about the data backup and recovery. Data backup and recovery is the major component of database management system, which also help you in restoration recovery processes, in the sense that whenever you have a database loss, or you have a username loss, or you have anything relating to the loss of database management system, database management backup and recovery help you to recover those passwords and those database which you have lost. The last but not the least we are going to talk about is what we call the transaction log. Transaction log in database help you to record all the changes that have already happened in database management system. It serves as a record of transaction and can be used to recover and auditing purposes. This is the major function of a transaction log. The last we're going to talk about is what we call the data communication interface. What is data communication interface? Data communication interface allows application users to interact with database management system. It provides API, drivers, and protocol for connecting and communicating with other database management system. These are the main functions and uses of all these key components of database management system we have mentioned in this lesson. Let's understand the benefits of database management system. You ask yourself, what are the benefits of all these database management system which we have been discussing all this while? Let's understand some benefits of database management system. One of the benefits of database management system is what we call the data organization and structure. What is data organization and structure? Data organization and structure is known as the format such as tables. You can also call it rows, columns, can be easily arranged. These are the main purpose of what we call the data organization and structure. It helps the database management system, it helps the rows and columns to be well arranged so that it can be easily retrieved. You can be able to retrieve those informations which is found in what? In database management system. This is the function of what we call the data organization and structure. Let's go in details to understand the data integrity and accuracy. The data integrity and accuracy enforces what we call the validation rules to ensure that data is very what? Accurate, that data is being consistent and also predefined standards. This is the main function of what we call the data integrity and what we call the data accuracy. Let's understand what we call the data security. What is data security? Data security provides authenticity, authorization mechanism that helps to control access of data, protecting sensitive information from unauthorized access. This is the main function of what we call the data security. Let's understand what we call the data efficient retrieval. Data efficient retrieval uses what we call the indexing and optimization technique to speed up data retrieval operations. Let's talk about the efficient data retrieval. You ask yourself, what is efficient data retrieval? Efficient data retrieval uses what we call the indexing and also optimizing technique to do what? To speed up data retrieval operation. It also helps to quick and efficient data querying of large what? Database management system. Let's talk about what we call the data sharing and collaboration. Data sharing and collaboration, it involves multiple users and applications that can access and manipulate data simultaneously, and it also helps in reducing data silos. This is the main function of what we call the data sharing and collaboration. Let's talk about the reduce data redundancy. The main key function and key benefit of database management system is that it reduces data redundancy. What is data redundancy? Data redundancy it helps to minimize data duplication by structuring what we call data and also reducing the risk of inconsistent and conflicting information. This is the major function of and benefit of database management system. Let's talk about the data consistency. What is data consistency? Data consistency ensures that data remains consistent across different parts of what we call the database management system. Even when multiple users are accessing or updating that particular data, it will do what? It will help the data to remain what? Consistent. That is the major function of data consistency. Let's talk about the improved data accessibility. The major benefit of database management system is that it does what? It improves data accessibility in the sense that users can easily access and retrieve data they need using what we call the query language, that is the SQL, without needing to understand the underlying data storage. This is the main function of what we call the improved data accessibility. Let's talk about the scalability. Database management system is very scalable. It allows what? The expansion of data storage and management. Also help in the volume of data, which help is to do what? Grow without sacrificing performance. That's when you say that data is being scalable. Let's talk about what we call the backup and recovery. The major benefit of using database management system is that it helps you in backing up every of your data and also help you in doing what? It in recovery. It provides mechanism for regular what? Database backup and recovery. It also helps in safeguarding data loss due to what? Hardware failures, crashes, or error. This is the major function of what the benefit of using database management system. Let's also talk about the data modeling and what flexibility. Data modeling and flexibility support what we call the creation of data models. It also enables to define what we call relationship, constraint, and business tool for efficient data representation. This is the major function of what we call the data modeling and data flexibility. Another benefit of database management system is what it reduces maintenance effort. It helps to abstract physical storage details, reducing the need for manual maintenance tasks and allowing focus on high-level data management. That's the work of what we call the reduced maintenance effort. This is one of the major benefits of database management system. Let's talk about what we call the centralized data control. Centralized data control points help in what we call the data management. It also ensure that data is being governed and managed consistently across what the organization. Depending on the kind of organization you are making use of or building a database management system, one of the benefits of using database management system is what it does. What it centralize that data control in that particular what organization. Let's talk about the data analysis and reporting. Database management system helps in what in data analysis by doing what by facilitating data analysis and also doing what reporting by what doing what providing tools to extract meaningful insights from what large database management system. That's the function of data analysis in database management system. Let's talk about the data compliance and data auditing. When you talk about the data compliance and data auditing in database management system, it helps to support auditing and logging mechanism that helps organization to maintain compliance with data governance and what data regulatory requirements. This is the function of data compliance and data auditing in database management system. Let's go in details to understand the characteristics of each of all these database management system we have discussed. There are different characteristics of database management system, and each of the types of database management system have their characteristics, they have their users, and they have what we call their examples. So let's understand the characteristics of database management system. One of the database management system we are going to be discussing is what we call the rational database management system. Let's talk about the characteristics of rational database management system. That rational database management system organizes data into what we call structured tables with rows and columns. It also emphasizes data relationship and also enforces data integrity using what we call the primary key and also what we call the foreign key. This is the characteristics of rational database management system. Let's talk about the uses of rational database management system. Rational database management system is suitable for application with well-defined and structured data. Such application is what we call the financial system, the inventory management, and the last but not the least is what we call the customer relationship management. So let's talk about the examples of the rational database management system. We have what we call the MySQL. Secondly is what we call the PostgreSQL SQL. The third one is what we call the Microsoft SQL, and the last but not the least is what we call the Oracle database. These are the examples of rational database management system. Let's talk about the object-oriented database management system. The characteristics of object-oriented data management system is that it stores data as objects. including data as an attribute and also as a method. Object-oriented database management supports what we call the complex data types and inheritance. It's representation of real-world objects. This is the characteristics of what we call the object-oriented database management system. There are uses of object-oriented database management system. It is useful for application dealing with complex and interconnected data. For example, is what we call the multimedia system, scientific simulation, and object-oriented programming objects. These are the uses of object-oriented database management system. Let's talk about the examples of object-oriented database management system. We talk about the object DB, we talk about the DB40, and we talk about the Versant. These are the examples of what we call the object-oriented database management system. Let's talk about the NoSQL database management system. The characteristics of NoSQL is that it handles unstructured and semi-structured data, which offers what we call the flexibility, scalability, and faster data processing. This is the characteristics of NoSQL database management system. There are uses of this database management system is ideal for applications requiring high scalability and performance, such as what we call the big data analytics, social media platform, and content management system. There are examples of NoSQL database management system. One is what we call the MongoDB, and what we call the REDS, and what we call the Apache Cassandra. These are the three examples of NoSQL database management system. The columnar DBMS, which is the columnar database management system. There are characteristics of this columnar database management system, which is that databases store data in columns rather than rows, making them high efficient for analytical queries and data warehousing. This is the characteristics of columnar database management system. There are also uses of this columnar database management system. It is well suited for application involving complex queries and large data sets. Such application is what we call the business intelligence and data analytics. There are examples of columnar database management system. One is what we call the Google BigQuery, Amazon Redshift, and what we call the Vertica. These are the examples of columnar database management system. Let's talk about the in-memory database management system. There are characteristics of in-memory database management system. What does it do? It stores data in main memory, which is called the RAM, for extremely fast data retrieval and processing, which is also suitable for application requiring real-time access to data. This is the function of in-memory database management system. There are also uses of this in-memory data management system, which is it is useful for application with high-speed data processing requirements, such as real-time analytic, caching, and gaming. There are also examples of this in-memory database management system. One of it is SAP HANA and the Redis. These are the two examples of in-memory database management system. Let's talk about the graph database management system. The graph database management system also have its characteristics. The characteristics of graph-based management system is that it represents data as nodes and edges, making data highly efficient for handling what complex relationships and database networks. This is the function and characteristics of graph database management system. It also have their uses. The uses of graph database management system is that it involves data with intricate relationship like social networks, recommendation engines, and fraud detection. This is the uses of graph database management system. Let's talk about the examples of graph database management system. Is what we call the NeoAgile, Amazon, Neptune, and what ArrangeGoDB. These are the examples of what we call the graph database management system. Each of these database management system have its of our own strength. They have their own weakness. So it depends on your choice and the requirements you want to use in building your own database management system. For you to build your own database management system, you have to understand the weakness and the strength of each database management system, understand their characteristics, and understand the type of database management system you want to build before going into establishing or building a database management system. If you need more of this content, do it by subscribing to my YouTube channel and also hit the bell icon to know when I'm posting my new video. See you in my next video. Thank you.